I believe we have a solution to our clients, whether they want to start their new business, whether they want to invest in existing businesses, or they want to go with the venture funding support. So we developed number of offerings and solutions to our clients. And first of all, our Kingdom Plan, which is a unique program in itself that offers many unique benefits. First of all, it offers one-stop shop solution. So the clients who never been in the UK, never done business, or never and don't have an idea what business to do in the UK, we can help. So how we help is that Harvey mentioned we have access to a number of companies, startup companies or more established companies, where we can business match. And the business matching is the key for the Kingdom Plan because, like we mentioned, matching the CV, matching, like how we mentioned, we don't put a chef into the beauty salon business.
And it's also looking at their educational experience as well.
Yes, we assess the educational, yes, correct. So educational skills and experience, or either matching the business to the educational or to the experience, but that all helps us to find the right business. So that's number one. Number two, also, another unique benefit is that, as I mentioned, it offers one-stop shop solution. It's not just getting the visa, but then we do the lots of corporate work. So the Kingdom Plan is not about the immigration work. There are so many firms that they can assist with just immigration only. For example, preparing the online application immigration work and plus to prepare the business plan and submit the visa. But the failure rate, I would like to mention, there is also statistically more than 70%. Now, the statistics are rising as well. So it's more than 70% of failures for the people who are setting up a new business we can see. Because the immigration, like firms, they submit, they assess, but they kind of limit with just part, the immigration and the business plan. We don't do that. We go further. The Kingdom Plan is developed as a one-stop shop solution. Find the right business match, make it business, and make a case stronger.
And the applicant will have an opportunity to speak with the business, won't
absolutely,
they? And the business will be able to look at the applicant's business background and also decide if the applicant is suitable. Am I correct?
Absolutely. So when it comes to that stage of the business matching, what we do, we request the client CV, and we give them minimum 3 business options that matches their skills and experience. So that gives them an opportunity to assess the businesses, to understand the business, to get the information for decision making. And after that, we introduce to the founders of the company, whether it's a Skype call, we understand if the client is overseas and they cannot come to the UK for initial meetings, we can arrange Skype calls. And Skype calls work very well with our clients, and it's a great opportunity as well for them to meet the founders, ask to understand the synergies. And I'm back to your question, what are the risks? According to after introducing to the founders, arranging Skype calls, so they have an understanding. It's a great opportunity to meet the founders, understand the business aspects, and make a decision whether that business is good for them to make an investment.
And then be able to see the financials or the
absolutely,
of the company they're considering investing in?
That's what we do. We go extra and request all the information for their decision making. So when they're happy with the business they're choosing, we negotiate the deal on their behalf. So negotiating the deal, when I say, as Harvey mentioned, we negotiate 4 main things, 4 main aspects, I would say. Number one is we negotiate their role in the business, what they're going to do in the business after the investment. First, they need to be a director. According to the Tier 1 Entrepreneur Visa requirements, they need to be a director in a business. That's number one. Number two, is that we negotiate the shares because we understand that they invest in existing companies, so they want to get some return or some for their £200,000. They become shareholders. So we negotiate the shares depending on the valuation, but from our experience, it can be anywhere between 5 to 20%. It's all negotiable. And then we move to the next step. Next step is all about the risk mitigation. So of course, we understand the client has, and we would like to protect our clients. How we protect our clients is we negotiate the salary. salary, we call it directorship fees, I would say, annual salary that they can receive for being active in the business. In somehow, as Harvey mentioned, we don't have any, so far, like all our companies that we helped or found to our clients, they're all trading, all doing well. There's no companies that become liquidated or bankrupt, but we cannot eliminate all the risks. No one can. But we can reduce as much as we can. So one of the risk mitigation strategies we employ is that we agree some salary, which allows them to, the company will pay the client some sort of salary which is up to £20,000 according to the Kingdom plan. And I'll tell you more about the other program, other plan we call Kingdom Elite plan that offers much more higher salary, but basic salary is up to £20,000. That allows the clients, it's up to 5 years, so they can receive every year from the company for being an active director in the company, say 20,000. So they get some return, they get some money back through the salary, and that reduces risk. And when we do the agreements, as I mentioned, it's not just immigration work, it's a corporate work involved, where our corporate lawyers, our excellent corporate lawyers, prepare the shareholder agreements, subscription agreements, or the exclusivity agreements to protect our clients. Because we understand then when they invest in existing companies, we need to protect our clients as much as we can, and of course to reduce the risk as much as we can.
There's one important point that people need to understand, and that is that it is a requirement of maintaining your visa and gaining your extension that you are actively involved in the business. If you're not actively involved in the business, then when you come to apply for your extension, you could have considerable problems, because the UK government are looking for active entrepreneurs. So what we are trying to achieve is a situation where you're interested in the business is relevant to your knowledge and experience, that you are able to play an active role in the business, and because you are actively involved in the business, you receive a salary, and we take all necessary steps to try and ensure that this salary gets paid to you in return for your work. This does not mean that you have to work every day of the week, but it requires you to do a certain necessary amount of work to establish that you are actively involved. Another couple of points that I'd like to emphasize: if the business was to fail, and as Muzaffar has pointed out, this has not happened yet, in order to maintain your visa, you then have to transfer your directorship to another company. This is something where we are able to help, and should such an unfortunate event occur, we are able to provide introductions to other companies that would assure you of a directorship that would mean that you would not have the risk of losing your visa. So that is absolutely key, and this is where our large knowledge of companies and their willingness to accept people as directors becomes exceptionally valuable. So the other important thing about all of this is that when you look at the situation overall, you have a choice at the beginning whether you invest in an existing business or whether you set up your own business. And for many people, setting up their own business is not an option. They don't have an experience of running their own business, which makes it particularly difficult, and they don't know the country, which makes it extremely difficult. And also, with that lack of knowledge, their likelihood of passing an interview is very, very unlikely. And that is why there is such a high level of rejections.